Hey there, good morning. Friday morning, March the, I don't even know, maybe the 12th or 13th. The hell is today? I don't think that's all that important, to be honest, but forgive me, I'm opening my book. The 15th. I'm way off. Yeah, Friday morning as I begin this, and forgive the sun glaring on the side of my head right here. I'm sitting at a property waiting to grab some paint and get this show on the road. I do apologize for the fact that I haven't had a video sooner than this. Hopefully I'm gonna get this video up really soon. And hopefully I'm gonna be able to finish filming this. That would be outstanding. So I've tried to film throughout this past week, and it hasn't really worked out. I've started stuff. Sorry, there was a little kid walking past me. I've started filming videos, and I'll start them, and I just don't have the time to finish them, and as much as I want to. There's so much to share with you guys to bring you up to speed. The last that I had been sharing with you guys, it was the After Business show, and I'm a failure in business, and I still feel like I'm a failure in business, but ironically, work has picked up. In fact, we've picked up a ton of work, a ton of new properties, in lieu of the fact that we lost so many properties. Man, so much that I want to share with you guys, but let me start with this. Do you know, this is like the fourth time that I'm sharing this story in video that never made a video. But do you know those little thieving dudes are still up to no good, still stealing shit? It would be brought to my attention last weekend on Saturday. A guy would reach out to me and say, hey, them guys are still selling what appears to be stolen shit. And I went and I looked, and sure as shit, they had my bit set up there. That was something that I didn't realize was gone until I saw that it was listed. It was a $15 bit set, brand new, never had a chance to even use the damn thing, needed it, and they sold it for $5. So the guy that reaches out to me tells me, he's like, hey man, I want to go meet up with these dudes and, do what you did all over again and whoop their ass. And I'm like, look man, don't get yourself in any trouble behind this. It's not worth it. They're going to get caught eventually. They're going to have their own after prison show coming their way if they don't tighten up. I'm not gonna lie, I did think about possibly going and meeting with them again and trying to do it again, but maybe do it different this time. Maybe catch them, beat their ass, and then try to do like some sort of an intervention with them. Hey, look, you guys are going down a very troubled path, one that I personally know because when I was young, I was doing the same exact shit, and look where it led me. A lot of years getting in trouble, a lot of years not amounting to shit. But anyways, neither here nor there. Not only would this guy reach out to me and share that, he found these guys still selling stuff, I would be on the neighborhood app and somebody had made a post literally putting these guys completely out there, all the listings saying, hey, they broke into my vehicle. I see my stuff listed. I contacted the police. The police aren't going to do anything about this. And I actually responded to that and told the guy, yeah, I got my stuff stolen as well. Luckily for me, I was able to get my stuff back. Hey, motorcycle! I'm trying to film here. But yeah, it's unfortunate to see people, who are losing their livelihoods, their tools. And that appears to be exactly what these guys are targeting, tools. That must be their bread and butter, selling those for next to nothing. Not realizing the implications that those have on people who are having those stolen from them. So I wanted to share that with you guys first and foremost. Like I said, I've attempted to film throughout this week. It just hasn't worked out for me. So I'm hoping that today I am able to film and put together a good video for you guys. But it ain't going to be easy because today is a really busy day. And in fact, every day this week has been a really busy day. And I'm grateful for that. We've done a lot of work. I shared with you in a previous video a potential countertop job. Do you know we ended up getting that countertop job? We did that countertop job. I'm going to be going to that property a little later today, so I'm going to try to get some footage of how those countertops came out. I think they came out pretty damn good. They were a pain in the ass. Ain't no doubt about that. We had to custom build the bar top. I'll show you that a little later on. But share with you a little bit about what we got going on today. So we've got a unit we got to paint. Actually, we got to get it prepped for paint. It's supposed to be a really dirty, nasty unit that had been smoked in for like 10 years. We got to go in there and blast this thing with oil-based primer. We're going to spray that. It's going to be hell on my machine. I've got plenty of paint thinner to be able to clean the machine out with that. Got a Tyvek suit and a brand new respirator for my guy who's going to be tackling this job today. We're going to get that unit prepped and primed today, and then tomorrow, that's Saturday, get that unit painted. We've got a door to install today. I've got a new guy who, I got to reach out to him. Shit, I got to do that like right now. Got a new guy who is supposed to be really handy with a lot of things. I'm going to have him doing this door, hopefully. If that doesn't work out, I'll be doing the door. We've got a bunch of drywall work to do, and we've got some work to finish up, a couple of drywall jobs to finish up, a couple of drywall jobs to start, just small patchwork, and a unit to get completed that was just a touch-up unit that we had yesterday, a little bit of drywall work in there. Shit, I forgot, we got drywall work at that property in another unit. I've got to go to 4 properties today. Grateful for the fact that I get to go to 4 properties today. Grateful for the fact that we've picked up so much work that we have. But at what cost? Here I am trying to get back into sharing videos with you guys, and I find myself not even being able to film. I want to film. I want to share with you guys what is going on. I want to share these stories with you. I've got stories, and we begin today with what I've shared with you thus far. Hopefully I'm going to make this an exciting, adventure-filled video that you guys want to check out and want to rock with. But I'm going to stop filming right this second because I got a lady looking me dead in my face wondering what I'm doing. She probably thinks I'm sitting here casing her place. Let me wait on this paint and see what this unit's looking like that's supposed to be real nasty. All right, it's about 8:30 in the morning. Oh, geez. Sorry. It's about 8:30 in the morning, and we're just getting into that unit that I was telling you about that was supposed to be atrocious. Honestly, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. They said they smoked in here for a long time, and, you know, it does got a nicotine smell in here. I think the worst of it is the carpets. I'm going to show you that in a minute, do a quick walkthrough of this unit, and show you what we're getting ready to do to prep this thing. So here we come through the front door, and looking at some carpet. Yeah, can you imagine walking in here with no shoes on, just barefoot? Like, and this ain't even that bad. This is nothing in comparison to some of these rooms. So go into the hallway and check out this bad boy, like unreal. Whoo! Yes, sir. Got all sorts of stuff going on in here, and looks like some unbelievably horrible repair work right there. Yeah, imagine being in here with no shoes on. I don't even feel good being in here with shoes on, to be honest. Go back into this room right here. Yeah, they never cleaned, apparently. Whew, the way some folks live is just sad, to be honest. Just really sad. But yeah, all right, so looking at the walls, yes, the walls are beat down. We got to spray this thing with oil-based primer first and foremost. We got a lot of prep work to do in here, which is going to be dusting off baseboards and then taking care of stuff like this. And I got a phone call coming in, so let me take this. I'll get right back to you. Mud. It's what's for dinner. All right, hey, it's 9:16 in the morning, and we are running on borrowed time. So, sorry I had to take that phone call earlier. That was from a new guy that I was trying to start who told me he was ready to start today and then bullshitted when it was time to go to work. But neither here nor there. I'm trying to find some experienced help as we're picking up more work. I've got my main top guy with me right now. He's helping me to get this thing dusted down because everything in here needs to be dusted down. This is quite atrocious. But yeah, so we did some mud work in here, which was this crack right here in the ceiling and some other stuff in here, a bunch of nail holes, no running water in this unit. Hey there, how y'all doing? But, you know, we're making it work. We found an outside spigot. We were able to fill up water. And I'm going to have a guy coming over here in just a little while. Wow, they said one roach was seen, but I'm seeing a few. Yeah, so that oil-based primer is going to be the bug bomb for real. I got the Tyvek suit, the respirator for my guy, and that should help him out when he comes in here to prime this. Like I said, this is a unit that had been smoked in to show you that nicotine. It's bleeding off of the walls, bleeding off of the ceiling. Yucky. And that's what we got. I got another new guy pulling up right this second, so let me go ahead and see how that's gonna work out. Oh boy. Yikes, does it smell like oil-based primer in here? Holy shoo. Yeah, man. There should be. Whew, it is strong in here. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Saturday morning as I'm beginning this. And back over at a unit that we started at yesterday and just wanted to start this continuation of this video from here. Definitely quite a bit of stuff has happened in this unit with the oil-based primer, trying to get rid of the nicotine stains in here, which it looks like it's definitely done. And yeah, man, my guy came in here and prepped everything up. Looks like he had everything all squared away. He blasted all behind here. Everything has been protected that needed to be protected. And you can see just how that happened. Oh my God, it is strong as hell in here. I gotta open this door. Whew. Damn, it is strong in here. This shit's burning my eyes. All right, so anyways, not sure if I'm sharing the clip that I filmed yesterday, which was, I guess, a conclusion to this video, or if this is just going to be a continuation of the same video, and I'll just share. Oh my God, I can't even, it's burning my eyes literally in here. Holy moly, I can't even imagine what it was like when he was in here spraying this. But he certainly got this stuff looking a hell of a lot better than it did. Gosh almighty, it is strong in here. I gotta go sit in the van. This is burning me up in here. Holy moly. My eyes are watering now. All right, anyways, forgive me for rambling. It's 7:30 in the morning on Saturday as I'm filming this, and we're working on Saturday. We got an exterior job that we got to get to today, but I want to share with you, I guess, what I was sharing in the other video that I may or may not be using. And it's crazy because the reason why I decided to maybe not use that footage and film it again is because I was filming it in the van and I didn't really want to film it in the van, but I was burnt out from the day yesterday. So maybe me starting fresh, it'll come out a little bit better. So yesterday I was sharing with you guys this particular unit that we had to get oil-based primed. You saw that that had taken place in that unit. And then from yesterday, and then from there, we had like 4 other units and properties that we had to get to. Drywall repairs, a door job. I had to go meet with a new property to possibly begin working with them. We are going to end up working with them. And it's crazy to think that just a week ago, we had no work. And for the past 3 months, we had no work. And now all of a sudden, we're seeming to pick up a shit ton of work. We're seeming to have picked up a shit ton of work. And with that, I need more help. I need guys that can do drywall. I need good painters because we have a lot of work. So yesterday, I was sharing with you that I had a potential new guy who ended up canceling on me at the last minute. Said he had another job that he had to go finish. Well, today, supposedly, he's available. We're going to bring him out on the exterior job. It's a painting job, and we're going to see if it works out and how it works out. Can the guy paint? He can do a lot of things, supposedly, but can he paint as well? This exterior job is not much to it at all. I'll be sharing with you guys once we get over to that. So basically, it's 4 spots on parts of buildings at a property where AC units or vents where AC units are behind those vents have been leaking rust water and rust stains out onto the sides of the building. We've got to tackle those rust stains first, which will probably be either 1, oil-based priming those, or 2, trying to sand those away. And then we also have to try to paint match that exterior paint, which is 2 different colors. One color is blue, one color is some kind of a green. And I'll share more about trying to color match in a little while. But we had a door that we were supposed to do yesterday, an interior door. It was a 30-inch by 80-inch door. We had the door, we were ready to go do that. We get to the door job, and turns out it was a handicap accessible unit. We didn't know that. Nobody knew that or knew to tell us that. And it ended up being a 34 by 80-inch door, which we could not find in stock anywhere. Actually, the door was 33 7/8. So we would have needed a 34 by 80-inch door, and then plane that down, shave that down a little bit to get our 33 7/8. We had to order the door, so that'll be a job for next week. Then we had some drywall jobs that we had to do a ton of drywall work. We get over to the property where we're doing the drywall work at, and these are all in occupied units. The first unit that we went into, nobody was there, so that was good. The second unit we went into, the people were in there, and they were relatively pleasant, so no big deal there, relatively easy repair. And then the third unit that we went into that was occupied was not such a pleasant experience at all. In fact, when we got there, we knocked on the door. They took about 10 minutes to open the door. They finally opened the door, and I say, "Excuse me, do you have a drywall repair in here?" And they literally just opened the door like for us to come in. They don't say anything at all. And I said, "Can you tell us where it is?" And they said, "You were supposed to be here on Tuesday." I said, "Ma'am, I'm literally just finding out about this yesterday." I said, "I do apologize. We're here today to do this repair. Can you tell me where it's at?" She said, "It's in the bedroom closet. Here's a picture of what that repair started off looking like after we had knocked down all of the damage that was taking place there. We would end up retaping and then mudding. I don't have a picture of the mud work, but it was pretty flawless. But in the process of us trying to do this repair, it was a high tension situation. And I'm not being dramatic when I say that. We get plasticed off. We call it dextering off the area, putting full plastic all over everything, making sure that we're not going to get any dust or drywall mud on any of their belongings. It was in a closet, so there was a lot of clothes and shoes in there. We get all of that situated. We're ready to do the mud work. We got our mud in our pan. We just need some water. I asked the nice lady, I say, "Hey, excuse me, is there anywhere we can get water from?" And all I hear from around the corner is this major sigh. Is there anything else that you're going to need? Because I'm trying to work here. And I can respect that. we're an inconvenience. Obviously, she was expecting somebody to be there on Tuesday. We're getting there on Friday. Like I said, we only found out about the job the day before. I said, ma'am, all we need is some water. We will not disturb you at all. So I go out to the sink. She's working on her computer right there at the bar area. Sink's right there. And I'm going to get the water, and she's literally sitting there with a pistol right beside her. And I am like, whoa, what is this? Like, is this normally how you work? It seems like she was doing some kind of calls on, like her work was like some kind of answering phone calls. And I was like, is that because of us, or is that because of the job, or is that because of where you live? I mean, you live in a pretty decent place. But I was definitely a little taken aback by the fact that there was that gun sitting right beside her. Wouldn't say anything about it. We would continue doing our job. Had to mix up a couple of pans of mud. We did that. We didn't even tell her we were leaving because, she seemed like she did not want to be bothered. I didn't want to get shot. So we did our job. We cleaned it all up, and we got the hell up out of there. But before we left, I noticed that, I heard her because she was doing it right when I was mixing up mud. She was calling the office. Nobody was in the office, but she was calling the office, leaving a message. And I can't help but feel like maybe she was going to complain on us, and we didn't do anything. We were very polite. Nobody was saying anything. Nobody was saying anything in there while we were doing this work. And who knows, maybe she wasn't going to complain, but it certainly seemed like she was not thrilled with the fact that we were there on Friday, and I guess she was expecting somebody on Tuesday. So maybe that's what the complaint was going to be. It certainly couldn't have been nothing in relation to what we were doing. But when I think about the fact that she potentially was calling the office to complain, I would end up going to another property, the brand new property that I told you briefly about just a second ago that we're going to begin working at. They've got a ton of work for us over there. And I was telling the maintenance guy over there, awesome guy. He even knows me from these videos, so a very special shout out to you. You know who I'm talking about if you get a chance to see this video. I told him this story, and he brought up an interesting point. He's been in the industry for a long time, and he said, it's like policy to some degree, at least at his property, that residents are not allowed to have firearms out when contractors or maintenance or anybody else is in their unit. So it was just a really interesting situation, to say the least. Even more interesting, let me share with you guys about new folks. Like I had said, there was the new guy who was supposed to start yesterday who didn't start because he had something else going on. Supposed to start today. I'll keep you posted on if and when that happens. But I've also got this other new guy who has been working with me for about 2 days, and I just want some advice about this situation. And maybe this is kind of like rhetorical, me sharing this with you, because I kind of already know what it's going to be. But this guy shows up. He's supposed to be a handyman, supposed to be able to paint. He shows up on the very first day, very clean-cut guy, very dressed to the nines, definitely not looking like he's getting ready to do some construction. Certainly looks like he's getting ready to go to an office job or maybe even court. And sure as shit, he would end up telling me, hey, by the way, I need to be at court at 11 o'clock. On the very first day, which was Thursday that he worked with me, he showed up at 9 o'clock. He worked for about an hour and a half before he had to go to court. And worked right there in that nice clothes. I said, man, I don't want to see you get your clothes messed up. He says, oh, no, it's okay. Picks up a paintbrush, helps us do some touch-up painting. This is in a unit where we've just done some countertops. I've been wanting to show you these countertops. Maybe I'll get a chance to do that today. I haven't had a chance to get back over to that property to do so yet. But I do need to load some things out of there, and maybe I'll do that today. But anyways, he picks up the paintbrush, gets right into painting. I ask him to hang some mirrors above the vanities. He does that, no problem. Seems competent enough. Looks the part, drives a nice vehicle. I'm really interested in working with this guy. He would leave, go to his court, come back, and meet me at a property we were doing drywall repairs at. This is on Thursday. We're doing the drywall work. I have him start doing the drywall work. I want to see what his skills are like. And he's not good at drywall. He's not good at skimming or anything like that. And that's not a big deal. I immediately take over doing the mud work. I say, hey, let me get it. You just help me mix up some mud and keep this clean. No big deal that, you're not doing so great with this. And all was fine with that. He was helping me, keeping things cleaned up, whatever. He was on his phone a lot. He was vaping a lot, whatever. He's still helping me. But then all of a sudden we're going from one job to another job, all at the same property, more drywall work. And we start doing that second drywall job over there, and he disappears. In the middle of me doing the mud work, he just disappears. And I'm like, oh shit, did this guy just bail on me? So I go out into the parking lot after lugging everything out of this building by my damn self. And I noticed that his vehicle is gone. And I'm like, yep, he bailed. I call him, it goes straight to voicemail. I've been down this road before. But then I call him again and he answers and he says, hey man, yeah, I see him pulling back into the property at this point. And he's like, hey man, I just needed to go to the bathroom. Okay, no big deal. Even though where we were just at in the first repair, it was in a common area, you were mixing up mud in a bathroom. Why'd you have to leave to go find another bathroom? I don't know, but whatever. So we finish off the day. I pay him for a half a day. I'm giving this dude $20 an hour. And the next day, which was yesterday, he's to work with us again. And it's basically the same exact shit as the first day. We're back at the same property, continuing the drywall work. This is where that gun situation took place at. And instead of it just being him and I, it's him and I and my top guy doing all of this work. And he disappears again. This time he doesn't leave the property. This time he's just nowhere to be found. We're out there, we're loading up the vehicle, and then he comes out and he was like, oh, there you guys are. And I'm like, hey man, you got to stop disappearing on me. Sorry, I had to check to make sure my phone was still recording. But he doesn't say anything about that. We leave from that property, go to another property. He gets over there, no problem. And then by this point, it's more drywall work. We just got to sand and paint some drywall repairs that were done the day before. And I got to leave these guys over there so that I can go to this last property to go see about us potentially beginning to work there. And it seems like we are. In fact, we start working there next week. So I'm over there, it's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and this guy calls me and he's like, hey man, I gotta leave. My child is sick. I gotta go. And I say to him, okay, no problem. He's like, you can just pay me for half a day, which is what I paid him for the day before. He's like, but I could come back if you need me to. I said, well, by the time you go do what you do, or you have to do, my other guy will probably be done with everything that he has to do over there, or that you guys were going to do over there. So I get off the phone with him. I call my top guy. I'm like, yo, what's going on? And he's like, man, this guy just, he's not doing shit. And then he says he has to leave and go get his child. And I'm like, okay. So I asked y'all, should I keep working this dude? Because all signs are pointing to this probably is not going to work out. I'm not trying to complain about people. I'm not trying to put anybody on blast. I'm simply just explaining a situation that we're currently dealing with in pursuit of trying to find good help. This guy looks the part. He's clean cut, doesn't appear to have a potential substance abuse problem. Maybe he does. And I would love this guy to be teachable when it comes to this painting industry. But I just don't know if he's going to be somebody that I can rely on. He seems very unreliable at this point. And I think he's supposed to be working with us again today. I really don't want him to be, but I think he's going to end up showing up out there. And if he does, I'm going to give him this one last chance to show me that he can be a part of this thing. So we'll see in relation to that. He knew where we were working at today because we had talked about it yesterday, and he might show up out there. I paid him yesterday and he would finally respond to me at like 8 or 9 o'clock saying, hey, I'll be there tomorrow. So we'll see. I'm trying to give this guy the benefit of the doubt. I really try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt and really try to give ample opportunity to really showcase to me. Sometimes I give way too much opportunity to showcase to me that you can be a part of this thing and that you would be a good part of this thing. My top guy just pulled up. Let me get with him and I will share with y'all in just a little bit. Yeah, I can see her running down the building. Hey there. Currently 12:03 as I start filming this again, and we're at a property where we're doing some exterior painting at. And I mentioned earlier I was gonna share with you guys how we had to color match this because they didn't have the colors. Nobody knew what the colors were. And as you can see, we've got green. Well, you might not be able to see. I'll show you how we color matched in a minute. But they've got green buildings and they've got some blue buildings out here, and we needed green and blue, or so we thought. Turns out we didn't need the blue because all of the stuff that we were doing with the stains on the buildings, there's rust stains on like 4 spots on the building. I think it only ended up being 3 spots. They were all green. But how do you paint match when nobody knows what the color is? They've got these little eyes, these little cameras that you can buy, and you can put them up to the color, and you're supposed to be able to color match using those things. And we've tried using those before, and they're just not very reliable. They're not good. So we actually had to cut off 2 pieces of the building, and we're getting ready to go reattach those right now. It's hardy plank. So we cut off 2 little small squares, and we're gonna go reattach those right now. And that's how we had to color match. So let me go ahead and pull in real quick. So here is our piece of blue right here. Here you go. There's the blue one.
You got the green one?
Yep.
I think it's down here and the blue one's over there.
And there's our green one right here. And you can't tell, but there is our paint on this from Sherwin-Williams, and it's a match. So we're good to go. So here's a little bit of footage of what we've been doing out here. There were rust stains from condensation lines in HVACs running through the exterior vents, and maybe these were clogged condensation lines. So we had to go in and prime this with a really strong oil-based primer that needs 2 hours to cure or dry before you can put another coat of paint on it. So we came out here and we did all of that, and now we're getting ready to start putting the paint back on. So yeah, that's what we're getting ready to be doing. In other news, the new guy that I was hoping to have today didn't show up again, didn't respond to any of my texts. This is the guy that bullshitted me yesterday, and he was supposed to be here today. So I messaged him first thing this morning at about 8:30. He was supposed to meet me at 9:30, and he didn't respond. I tried to call him a handful of times. He didn't answer the phone. So I texted him. I said, man, the least that you could do is just tell me something. If you weren't going to show up, you know, I'd at least appreciate some kind of a rationale for why you're not going to show up. And he sends me a book, literally a text message book in response. And he tells me that, you know, he had a death in the family, and it was a lot. So if he did have a death in the family, you know, I do sympathize with that. But I don't necessarily believe that he's telling me the truth because, he didn't respond to my text. Maybe, who knows? But regardless, didn't get a chance to start that guy. Not sure that I would start him. We've gotten off to not a good start with 2 days that you're supposed to have been working with me, and those 2 days you haven't showed up at all. My other guy that I had mentioned disappearing on me twice in 2 days and having to leave early yesterday, he was supposed to meet us out here this morning. I would reach out to him 8:30 this morning saying, hey, we still good for this morning? And then he would call me and say that he had something that came up and he wasn't going to be available, and asked me if he could borrow a half a day's pay. And I told him, no way. I'm not even sure that I'm going to work you again to be able to get that money back. And I don't have it to just be letting you borrow money, and you haven't really shown me nothing in 2 days. So it's me and my top guy out here. We're doing this work, no big deal. I'm going to try to find some more people over the weekend, and that's where we're at. I got to get ready to go help my guy put this hardy plank back on these buildings, and then we're going to get to painting.
Stay off.
All right. Just make sure she's a good match. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, good deal. Yeah, we'll keep it cut in real tight.
All right.
It's definitely gonna need 2 coats. All right. I can't remember the last time I had a haircut. Hey, what's going on? It's 3:28 in the afternoon, and we are done with the exterior work. Yeah, I wanted to be done by 3 o'clock, and we were done by 3:01, so that worked out, even without any additional help. And I think to myself, what if them guys did show up today? Would they have been any help at all? Or would they have just been in the damn way? Who the hell knows? But regardless, me and my top guy, we got it knocked out, and it came out looking pretty good. One thing that I can say is the color is the right color. The color matches. But there are certain spots where it's just a little off, and you've got different buildings that are getting beat by the sun, so there's a lot of discoloration with that taking place on that hardy board siding. So you're going to see a little bit of discoloration. You're going to see a difference, I guess I should say, between the new paint and the old paint. I really do not like doing touch-up work because it's not a guarantee that it's going to match up 100%. The sheen was clearly not a flat. You could see that from those pieces of hardy board that we cut off to try to go get it color matched. But so we ended up getting a satin. But I'm thinking to myself, would I have been better off just getting a flat if we were trying to match it up with some weathered old paint? Would it have matched up a little bit better? The paint matches perfectly, but it is shiny in comparison to the old shit. And I don't like that. But all we were supposed to do was go cover up the rust stains, get the paint matched, and we did that. If we were going to paint the entire hallways, that would have been the only way to fix the fact that you've got shiny brand new paint on walls that have a lot of old paint. But neither here nor there. I don't want to bore you guys to death with paint talk. Wait a minute, that sounds like something right there. It's been a productive week. We've gotten a lot of work done. I wasn't able to show you guys the countertops. I've got some pictures of the countertops, but there's stuff all over them from us working. I'm going over there tomorrow to get some countertop up out of that unit, some leftover scrap countertop, and my table saw. So I will get some footage of how those countertops came out. I'm super proud of that job. It was not an easy damn job. We had to build the bar top. Not sure if I told you guys that or not, and that was a challenge, but it came out looking pretty flawless. So, a productive week and needing more help. It's a crazy situation how you can either have no work at all and too many people who you're trying to put to work, or too much work and not enough people. It doesn't really seem like there's much of a middle ground there. But I'm blessed with the fact that we do have all of this work, and I am going to try to bring in some new guys, and hopefully I'm going to be able to do that. The two guys that I had been talking about in this video, the one who didn't show up twice, and then the one who bailed twice and disappeared on me twice, I don't think I'm going to be utilizing them anymore. They just don't really seem like they're going to be reliable guys. So the search will continue. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. I want to thank you guys for taking the time to rock with me on this. I hope that this wasn't too boring. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm going to look forward to sharing a lot more with you. We've got brand new properties we're getting ready to work with, a big residential job upcoming. I look forward to bringing you guys along and sharing with you guys what we're doing, even though that's really not what I wanted to be doing, but I do have to work, and I want to bring you guys along for the ride. I look forward to hearing anything you guys have to say, and I'll look forward to sharing with you guys just as soon as I possibly can. Have a great weekend, and until next time, take care.